Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending from where you're watching us from. These are our faces. I'm Oscar, your host, and with me is Alberto. Alberto, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm super excited. Less than a minute to the first start of the playoff one, and we'll start to look to see who are going to be in the final, in the semifinal now.
Exactly. It's going to be the same format as we've seen during the qualifiers. So 6 races with all the players in, then 1 race with the top 6, and then the final race with the top 4 only. That will decide which player continues to the semi-final and which player unfortunately stops the competition here with 20 seconds to go for the first race at Nakra 17. And I'm seeing already some people in the chat sailing stuff. Nice to see you there, Peterson, as well. Wishing good luck to the players. Hello from Portugal, says Marzio. With
5-4, big pack near the protest committee about a few penalties. Merlino, Akesan, Vegas, and SGR 88. In the moment, we have Ozwil Selesi in the lead.
with a strong start for both players, the Japanese and the American sailor. KGR, Dragoni Martini not far behind. Trap Oliver in 4th with the orange boats. We see over here Barbie tacking on to port, taking a rule 10. That means that she hits one of the boats on port, while the other was on starboard. She did not have right away, so she was going to be slowed down for 10 seconds if there was any contact, which is what we saw. I guess we can go over some of the players, kind of explain how they qualified to here.
So we have 4 ways to qualify to this event. You can to the playoff. You can be 4th in any of the knockouts. You can come from the steering the course, like for example SGR and Akesan and Barbie. They are the 3 female sailors participating in it. And we have the waiting list, the ranking list. You need to be in the top 20, not yet qualified. And then in the end, you have a wild card from your M&A if the M&A is registered for the eSailing partnership. At the moment, Dragon Martini and KGR in the lead, third position for Oswil and Sail SC. Great start here for the Japanese and the Germans. What do you think it would be the best tactic in this kind of small fleet situation?
Well, I was going to say it's different from what we've seen in the qualifiers. So qualifiers, it was 40 players racing in the first 6 races. In the playoffs, it's going to be maximum 20 players at a time. In this playoff one, we see all 13 players for this one. So I guess you can take a bit more risks, and it's going to be easier for you to find clean air than it was during the 40 players. And I think that also allows more chances for players at the back to catch up, because you don't have a very compact pack where everyone used to be during the qualifiers that we've seen, where you have this huge pack of 20 players kind of stuck together and no one really being able to get out of it once you're in there. So I think yeah, you can probably play with more risk, and it's going to be, I think, easier to catch up if you ever find yourself at the back of the fleet.
That's a great analysis, because especially as you can see, we have the fleet already dividing with KGR more weight to the left of the racing area, and Dragon Martini more weight to the right of the racing area. They are almost tied up in the front, so the distance between those 2 boats is really small. With the left wing shift coming right up, they're all tacking and try to get that one. Let's see if who is the best position to follow the path, without forgetting that Ozil and Selassie are really close. Left
And
wing
reading
shift is
quickly the chat. Pure7 also came in. Hello from Hamburg. Good luck to all. Nazar Acosta, who qualified for the semifinals, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're correct.
Basically saying that he's happy to be going straight to the semifinals and not having to risk a qualification here in the playoffs. And Desabota, hello from Croatia. Hello, Vari. Maradoni going for KGR, Ozil, and Tim Yannick as the top three at the end.
Mhm.
And well, I guess we'll see. KGR is one of the bigger names in this fleet, having raced in several finals.
Yeah.
And with the fleet of 13, this is probably be more manageable for him than fleets of 40. So we'll see.
I
how
believe it's strange to see a sailor like KGR starting to the playoff, but it's definitely something that all the other players need to be scared about. The opportunity of this great champion to go to the semifinal. But I believe we have the power of the jinx and some issue for KGR at the moment.
Okay, looks like he came back. We've seen him jibe over there. So it's not going to be a DNF, hopefully, for him. And Hydrofoil JP, hello all, hello for GP, sorry, go sail fast. And at the moment, it is Ozil taking the lead in front of Giorgio Martini, still in the top three. Selassie as well, still in there. Trap Oliver, so with the orange boat in fourth, we have Knud with the Kaleidoscope livery. Right behind him, 985 and SGR, who are likely going to have a small duel. KGR back in the fleet. So even though he did apparently lose control of his boat for a moment there, he's still 8th. As they head towards the finish line for this last leg of the first race, Ozil in first place, Giorgio Martini in second, Selassie is going to be third, Trap Oliver is going to be fifth, Knud fifth, KGR will take 7 and 985 will pass just in front of him in 6th, SGR in 8th. Akisan in 11, in 9th, Alessandro Merlino in 10, Barbie in 11, Tim Yannick in 12, and we'll see. Just I want to make sure between 985 and KGR 0.2 of a second between the two boats, but it is 985 who takes the lead in front of KGR, and this will be our first race.
Yeah. And the results are already updated because with a fleet that is a little bit more manageable, much easier this time. And I believe we had a couple of surprises, except the KGR issues. We saw Vegas in the bottom of the fleet, Alessandro Merlino also in the bottom of the fleet. A great performance from Dragon Martini, that he races a lot in Germany, but he never participated before to any final of the ESWC this year. We have Knud that qualify earlier in the year through the 4th position. And I believe we have SGR and Akesan that probably suffer a little bit more the fastest boat, but enjoy more Ilka boat that is coming next.
So we're going to switch to the overall scoreboard. Next race is scheduled for 24, so that's in not 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. We'll see that timer appear any second now.
Minute and 50?
1 minute.
Yeah, wow,
seconds,
perfect.
Exactly. Perfect prediction there, Alberto.
We do not have all the players in at the moment, so that's why we have some
empty spots at the bottom of the leaderboard, but it's going to be these 13 players fighting for that place. 3 places in the semifinal. How many places do we get from this playoff?
How many places we get? The top 3 are going directly to the semifinal. And that's it. So we will have the same format. So the winner takes all in the last race. The point of advantage if you win the qualifier here. So if you arrive first, you go to the final, the medal series with 1 point. If you're second, you're going with 2 points. And all the rest will have 3 points. And medal series will have a race that count as normal. And then in the top 6 player, and then top 4 are going for a winner takes all, where the second one will also take 1 point advantage over the third and fourth. Third and fourth takes the maximum points, both together.
We'll go over that again as we reach race 7 and race 8, semifinal and final of the playoffs. So far, it is Ozil in first place, Martini in second, Celesi in third, Oliver in fourth, Knut in fifth, Japan 95 in sixth, KGR in seventh. With 1 second to go before the next race can give the starting procedure, it has been given.
Yeah.
Sailing stuff. Good luck, Celesi. Good luck, all. Swede sailors supporting SGR 88. That's Sarah Granberg.
We have the opportunity to meet her twice in the final of 2024 and 2025, and also meet her in the STC final here in 2026 in Stockholm. She completely changed her way of playing through the years. Before she was playing only with mobile phone, now she's playing only on laptop. It's big changes, so it would take also a little bit of time to adjust to that. And she's fighting for that position in the semifinal.
Greetings from Fort Myers, Florida. And Sailing says, Sailing Stuff 8506. 16 seconds to go. We're watching the bright red boat of Ozul in the Ilka. For the second race, it's going to be 1 upwind, downwind, broad reach finish, just like the race before. It's on an LAR2 race course. Ozul trying to start on port does take a penalty.
Risky start for KGR that was kind of problematic. He started on port nearby the race committee boat, and he took a penalty and now is not in the greatest position. There is a right wing shift coming soon, and after that a left wing shift is coming right after. So I believe at the moment Celesi is in a great position, but also is Vegas and there will be the battle between those two just before the mark. I can see a little bit of lags from your computer, but everything is fine. I will continue. Celesi on the left, Vegas on the right, but massive as one right wing shift just before the mark, and a massive left wing shift coming just right after. So this is a complex situation because if Vegas do a nice stack and clear his 15 rule, he can penalize Celesi, but if he is not tacking as fast as he should. So really tricky situation. We should stay in close contact between both number one and number two, considering also that knight 85 is going to be really close there. Sailor going control over Vegas, leaving in 95 the first position by far. So GPN 95 in the lead, second position for the American Sailor, third position for the Japanese Vegas. In fourth, Team Yannick that did not perform really well in the first race. Fifth position is for Dragon Martini, that he was second in the first race. So nice comeback from the Polish, and still a solid race for the German. Just to remember that you still needed to be in like top 6 if you want to pass through the next steps, and right now more than ever you need to be in the top 6 if you want to go forward. If you're outside this top 6, it will be really difficult. At the moment, 95 in the lead. Second position for Selassie, and the rest of the fleet is following back.
I'm back, sorry for that. 9 and 5, as you said, in the lead pretty comfortably, and it's going to be tighter between Ozul, Timianic, Selassie, Vegas, and then we have the second curtain with Oliver, SGR88 on his right, Jaguardi Martini on his port. I think a 985 has enough of a lead to escape the wind shadows and downwind in the next leg. So unless something out of his control happens, it should be pretty straightforward for him for the rest of the race. As we saw Oliver, Jaguardi Martini getting close to each other over here. And Oliver deciding to steer away. Jaguardi Martini still in 6th. Timianic over the ley line by quite a bit, arriving at 5.3 knots. That's 0.5 knots faster than 985, but 985 is rounding the mark now. Onto Mark 4 into the last downwind for the broad reach finish. Vegas is going to have to fight for that second place and gives it to Timianic and Selassie. Timianic managing to overtake Selassie. Is going to be close between these 3 boats. And Ozul might have a word in that battle as well. Selassie crossing in front of Ozul. Watch out for any contact there. And he decided to go for that left ley line. Temianic is keeping his second place so far. We see 985 in front over there, about to cross the finish line.
Well done to 985.
Yep. Temianic still in second, Vega still in third, Sailor C fourth, Ozil fifth, sixth for Dragoni Martini behind Oliver, and SGR 88 for 8 and 9. 10 will go for Alessandro. Actually, it was 9th.
Yep.
And Barbie is the one who's going to be closing the march for race number 2. And it's going to be 985 in first place, Timianic in second, Vegas in third, Sailor SC in fourth, 5th for Ozul, 6th for Dragoni Martini, 7 for Oliver, 8 for SGR 88, 9 for Alessandro Millerino, 10 for KGR, 11 for Knut, 12 for FSC Akasan, and 13 for Barbie.
We have the updated results, so if you want to switch to that, that'll be good.
Perfect. And race number 3 is going to start in, I'm going to take a guess, 36. And let's switch to the overall results, see how this changes stuff. Temianic says Hercus Maltes 5067 in the chat. And Ozul still in first place with 6 points. Then we have a 7-point tie between Japan 95 and Sailor C. Why is Japan 95 in front of Sailor C? In this scenario, it's because his best performance was a first place. For Sailor C's best performance was a third place. So the tiebreak goes in favor of Japan 985. 8 points for Dragoni Martini in fourth. Trap Oliver in fifth with 11 points. Temianic in sixth with 14 points. And we have a three-way tie at 16 points between Vegas, Knud, and SGR 88. Again, if you want to break the tie, you look at the best performances from each sailor and rank them in that order. 17 points for KGR in 10th place, 19 points for Alessandro Merlino in 11th, 21 points for FSC Akasan in 12th place, and 13th position for Barbie at 24 points. Race number 3, starting in 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about I believe we have the two Japanese that are performing really, really well this time, with Ozil and JPN 985 performing with a first in both. But I'm really surprised about the consistency of Sailor C and Dragoni Martini, with the four of them all under 10 points in the first two races. And having Team Yannick with 14, Trap Olivia with 11, and a 3-player with 16 points. The battle for the top 6 is still open, I believe. What do you think?
Exactly. No, I agree with that, and we'll be focusing on the top 6, especially because these are the ones who qualify for the next series in this playoffs, as we have 20 seconds to go before the starting procedure can start. And well, it's been 2 races, so the scores are still relatively close, but we start seeing a pattern here. We do see some very strong performances from Ozul and Japan 985, both with the first place so far, but then Sailor C, Dragoni Martini always in the mix, very close. Trap Oliver always just behind them as well, so there is pressure coming from the back of the fleets to get into that top 6. 6 currently is Temianic with 14 points, so that's just 2 points ahead of 3 people with 16 points. Vegas, Knut, SGR 88, so he's gonna have to keep performing very well like this to keep onto his 6th position.
Yeah.
As I think we can switch to the water to see this start of race number 3 in 49er.
Yeah. Do you have any idea on why KGR, after a great start of the first race, is not performing now?
Well, I'm guessing there was a bit of being unlucky during that first race where he had the lead and for some reason continued straight without being able to go onto the downwind in that last leg, which cost him like 6 or 7 places, so 6 or 7 points. And down for this first race, we haven't seen him much at the at the start of the fleet, or at the first half of the fleet. He was fighting more behind, so we'll see how he goes. But obviously, you can't say that it's over for him yet. He is one of the top players, and he has proven it multiple times. With 985 being the winner of that first race, let's follow him for the start of race number 3. Currently in 10th, he has Tim Yannick further above on his starboard, who decided to tack. So he will have to either tack or sail underneath, and he decides to tack as well. Drop Oliver on his left, so we see Oliver again in the top 5. Sailor C takes first place all the way on the left.
And do you think the position on the right will be strongly penalized? Because at the moment, the left are going at 12 knots because they're in this major puff of wind, and then another left wind shift is coming, while on the right, they're going like half a knot slower than those 3 guys. Now the wind is died out also on the left, but before, Celesi, Vegas, and Dragon Martini was flying at 12 knots. The rest of the fleet was going out only 11 knots.
Yeah,
if
with
they
the
get also
49er,
another puff there, it would be interesting.
Exactly. With the 49er, these shifts are important because, well, you already start to see this difference between those who managed to get that puff and those who didn't. They put like suddenly 30 meters ahead of the others. So you just need to keep at it. But then, as I say, that the gap has closing, and there's no longer a 30-meter difference between them. As we're going to see Tim Yannick here attacking under the ley line in second place, going at 11.5 knots and counting.
I believe it will be a really packed mark rounding with, I believe, around 9 to 10 boats arriving at the same time. So it will be pretty fun. I predict a few penalties before from now to the mark. Nice cross from Knut, forcing Dragon Martini to tack. Dragon Martini tack again and pass a few meters behind. Massive left wing shift that is coming, but is coming after the mark. So with SGR 88 in a great position, just beside KGR.
And both of them take first place at that mark rounding. Clean rounding for them. Dragoni Martini takes a penalty. Ozul and Vegas as well, being slowed down for 10 seconds, and KGR tries to confirm his first place, still being chased by SGR 88. Behind them, Knut 34 is also very close. All of them going at above 20 knots. SGR is picking up more speed than Knut. She's still accelerating before him. And these 3 seem clear from the rest of the fleet. Oliver is the link between the top 3 and the bulk behind, as we see a fight between Celesi and Alessandro Merlino in 12th and 13th. Dragoni Martini dives is 5th, 985 down to 7. Ozul in 8th. FSC Akasan up to 6. Vegas over there, we saw him right next to Barbie before she decided to jibe onto 985. And in front, Knut 34, SGR 88, and KGR is still in a battle to get these first position. Knut 34 is putting quite a bit of wind shadow on KGR. We see him slowing down to more than 1 knot difference in speed between the 2 boats. SGR 88 takes some width, decides to go to the most right side lane line. Rounds the mark, still behind KGR in 3rd. Close call between Knut 34 and her. Knut 34 actually forces KGR to have to tug down under, and now takes 2nd place, but it's going to be a fight between these 3 players on the same line. Less than 6 meters difference between them.
Impressive battle here between those 3. And I expect a lot of battle during this upwind and then in the next downwind.
So we've seen SGR88 try to get away from them. She has done several hacks over here, which did slow her down, but she is in some clean air now. KGR and Knud are still neck and neck, very close to each other. KGR going slightly faster than Knud, so he'll be taking some inches over him. 11 knots, 10.5 knots for Knud 34. Oliver, Trap Oliver was our link between the top three and the rest of the fleet. Now in fourth, we see Dragoni Martini closer to him, but in Oliver's wind shadow, so he is going slightly slower. Decides to tack away. Gonna have to be careful with the other boats coming on starboard with Tim Yannick, for example. That was 985 tacking onto Tim Yannick, taking the penalty. 10-second slowdown. Tim Yannick tacking over here. Close call between him and Ozul. Ozul manages to dodge the maneuver, and no penalties were applied in this moment. Still KGR in first. Managed to put a bit more distance between him and Knud. And SGR88 is still very close as well. So KGR was the closest to the ley line, the left ley line, but we see the wind shifting. So they're likely going to wait for that top ley line before attacking, as SGR88 decides the opposite and tacks now. So does Knud, and so does KGR. That allows Oliver to get closer for a moment at least. KGR rounding the mark, still followed by Knud 34. SGR88 does the same. And Oliver might be able to have a word in that battle between the top three that we've witnessed during the whole of this race. Lacy went up to 5th. I believe last time we saw him was 11th in a battle with Alessandro.
Yep.
Maybe a bit slow to take off his kite, and that allowed Dragoni Martini to get closer to him. And that bright pink, I guess, color. And no wind shadow on Knud 34 by Oliver. KGR still in fourth. I lost SGR is alone over there in the middle. 16 points, almost 17 knots for her, but she is 3 knots slower than the rest of the fleet over here. So I think that decision might cost her some, well, her third place already, according to the ranking. But with 2 knots difference, that is quite considerable. So Oliver did overtake her, but SGR can still put some wind shadow on him. And she is now the one going faster than him. So we'll see how these two round the mark number 5, as we see KGR and Knud 34 without any competition around them being able to continue their last leg that brought Reach into the finish for first and second place respectively. Trap Oliver will be able to round the mark first, tries to go higher than SGR 88. It is very close between the two boats, and SGR 88 has to give a bit more room to Trap Oliver, and it looks like it's going to be a third place for Oliver, a fourth place for SGR 88. We do see Alessandro Merlino behind, taking a penalty at the worst moment, being overtaken now by Vegas, who himself takes a penalty. Trying to overtake Alessandro, and it is going to be Akasan, the one who concludes race number 3. Final ranking is the one that you see on your screen for race number 3. KGR in first place, Knud 34 in second, Trap Oliver in third, SGR 88 in fourth, Sailor-C in fifth, Dragoni Martini in sixth, Ozul 7, 8 for Tim Yannick, 9 for 985, 10 for Alessandro, 11 for Barbie, 12 for Vegas, and 13 for FSC Akasan. So, a unfortunate scenario for KGR in the first race. Not the best of his races in the second race, and now he pulls off finally his first place. We'll see how that shifts the overall rankings. Next race is going to start at 49, so that's in 2 minutes from now. And I'm going to switch to the overall leaderboard.
Yep. Give me a second and go.
And there we have it. So it is a surprising new first place that we see. Sail taking first place at 12 points. Third, fourth, fifth, we see how consistent he has been, always in the top 5. Ozul is second with 13 points, 14-point tie between Dragoni Martini and Trap Oliver. And we've said it before, they have been pretty consistent in the first races, continue to do so in these races. Japan 985 drops down to 5th with 16 points. KGR starts to climb up with 18 points now, after a 7th place, a 10th place, and now a first place is at 18-point tie with Canoe 34 in 7th place. 20 points for SGR 88 in 8th. 9th for the Polish Timianek with 22 points, 28 points for Vegas, 29 points for Alessandro Merlino in 11th. FSC Kasan will be 12th with 34 points, and Barbie will be 13th with 35 points. Quite a lot of shifting between the overall ranking in the last race and the overall ranking in this race, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. This one is determining that this is a great kind of matches that we are seeing. Especially with a tie between KGR and Nud at 18 points, with JPN 985 at 16 and SGR at 20. That will be a great battle to see for the next 3 races, to see who is going in. I believe there is a big chance for to see a great battle. In the lead, 12, 13, and 14 points is insane. Because top 4 divided by 2 points is it's really a great battle.
Yep, and there's 18 points for the 6th player. The last player has 35, so at the moment it's still completely possible to have this ranking completely shift.
Yeah.
With the starting procedure being given now, so we're going to switch to the water. Next race, race number 4, is going to be in the Far East. What can we say about the Far East?
Far East is one of the newest kind of boat, really similar to the J70 in performance, but in the way how the boat reacts is completely different. Is really large, so possibility of penalty, especially during the pre-start, are pretty intense. And I believe this one will allow us to see a lot of fights before the start of the race. In 10 seconds, as you can see, everybody has their own spot at the moment, but still 3 boats are fighting for the race committee boats.
And we're following
I believe the one in the best position. Go.
KGR on the pin end manages to take the advantage over the black boat right behind him. That's Alessandro Merlino, the Italian. Both of them alone on this side. KGR now climbing to 6th for a moment and dropping down to 12th. For now, the line is very straight. And it is Timianek who currently has the lead, about to enter a big puff of darker waters. These are zones where the wind is stronger. So we see the wind in the top left next to the minimap climbing up to almost 25 knots in this section, whereas it is 15 knots for Knud.
Yeah.
But if we go on the left side of the course over there, where Dragoni Martini, Vegas, 985, Alessandro, they all have a lot of wind, 26.6 knots of wind over here. Going at 6.7 knots. Flow is going to recognize the 6-7 pattern. And Canoe 34 going 0.4 knots slower than those in the puff. It's going to be 985 taking the lead, boat that we're spectating. And this, I'm not sure how to qualify this color, but this color.
Bordeaux.
With Dragorni Martini in the orange and purple, and Vegas in the bright purple, and white on the left with 4 points.
Yeah, I think Bordeaux is the.
I think you're right. I like that color. I think that color fits it well.
Please, I do not have to point out that is a French word, right? At the moment, Dragon Martini in a great position, but I don't think he's going to run first. What do you think?
We'll see. He is first in the ranking, but as soon as he's going to attack, he is going to lose places, I think.
Yeah, I think KGR is in a good position, but Olivier is better.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I don't know what you know. I think Oliver.
They're
I think
all really close.
Sneak in before, but KGR will have the inside, so.
Yeah, but he will be on port.
True. No. It's going to be fine for Oliver to take first place, and KGR is going to have to try to sneak in perfectly right under. Is that Ozil? No, that's Vegas in the purple boat.
Oliver that's Vegas. No, in which purple boat?
The one in fourth, right above KGR.
Yeah, the one above is KGR, behind is Dragon Martini, both in purple boat. Different color of purple though. It's interesting how there is like a train of boat on starboard here. That they cover each other just a little bit. And there is a tactic from KGR to stay away from the battle. That works well in a 40 fleet. That do not work that well in a 13 fleet.
Yep, and we see these dances of the boats jibing again and again in this downwind. Oliver did like a triple jibe over here to get into a position that he thought was better. Going again, we're going to see a battle there between 985 and Dragorni Martini. Dragorni pushing 985 further away, wider than the ley line. As Oliver now comes on the right side of the course to take that right gate around the mark and keeps his first place. And a lot of battles over here and weird maneuvers. Alessandro taking a penalty, Temyanik taking a penalty. It was SGR 88. We had to do like a triple hacks to try to avoid getting too close to Alessandro Merlino and taking a penalty herself.
Yeah.
As Ozil with the Polish livery in second position. And Ozil taking the lead, but Oliver and Dragorni Martini still close. He tacks. Dragorni Martini does the same. Oliver predicted that. AGR in fourth, right above Vegas in 985.
It's a difficult area to analyze. The wind is pretty stable. And I believe Olivier, KGR, and Vegas are really close. The strange thing is actually Knut in 10th and the Sailor C in 7th. That are going to lose important points.
That could be costly. 3 races, including this one, before we consider the top 6 only.
Yeah.
And but the fleet is still like more compact. Like we don't have a clear separation of just 3 players or 1 player with the rest in this race so far. Oliver, Dragorni, KGR, 985, Ozil are very close to each other. So Ozil now attacks, and I think we'll be able to take the lead.
It's a really close cross here. The question is, Ozil could do the mark or not?
Oh, he's gonna try, I think. He's gonna try to...
Oliver is struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
Olivia. And also Dragoni Martini.
Ozil. But they made it in one go.
Yeah.
Probably not using the best VMG, but add enough speed to still being able to rounding it. KGR takes a penalty at the mark rounding with the 18.
Yeah, two really difficult penalties right now. KGR, but also CLSC that now he's in last position.
That is going to be hard. This is the last leg, the downwind leg into the broad reach finish. It's going to be CLSC's last opportunity to try to gain a couple more places and limit the damage.
Yeah.
With Ozil still in first, Dragoni Martini in third, Trap Oliver in second, 985 in fourth, KGR in sixth. So the performances in these races, the first 6 races obviously is to qualify in the top 6, but after the points kind of get resets where your position doesn't, like the position of the races before don't matter as much as what happens after.
Yeah.
So you'll have a slight advantage from finishing first, but finishing first with 20-point lead or finishing first with a 1-point lead won't make a difference. Which is why it's going to be hard for the sailors, because you have to be, for every race, good.
Yeah.
And not bank on having a couple good races that are enough to cover the rest of the races. As we see Ozil reaching the finish line first, second place for Oliver, third place for Dragoni Martini, fourth place for 985, fifth place for Vegas, KGR crossing the finish line now. Alessandro Merlino is going to follow in 7th, with Akisan in 8, Barbie in 9, SGR 88 will take 11th, as Tomjanic will take 10th, and Knud 34 will take 12th, as Sail SC concludes race number 4.
Yeah, a big change now, I believe, for the results. With the Knud 12th and CLSC 13th. Top 6 will change massively.
Even Tomjanic in 10, I believe he was in the top 6. We're close.
Yeah.
Results
are updated if you want.
Great. I guess we can switch to the results screen. Next race, I believe, is going to start at 04.
Nice pace for us.
And so there we have it. Overall ranking. Ozil in first place with 14 points. Oliver in second place with 16 points. Dragoni Martini in third place with 17 points, then 20 points for Japan 985, 24 points for KGR in fifth. CLSC manages to stay in the top 6 with 25 points, and that's a 5-point lead between him and Knud 34 in 7th with 30 points. And 31 points for SGR 88, 32 points from Tomjanic, 33 points for Vegas, 36 points for Alessandro, 42 points for Akasan, and 44 points for Barbie. So with 2 races to go, that's 26 points total.
Correct.
So 50 points mathematically, anyone can still reach the top 6.
Absolutely, and mathematically you are perfectly fine. I want to add that, in my opinion, 2/3 players can go out from the top 6. Well, everything can happen, like Drago Martini, Olivier, or Ozil doing 13 points. Will be easier for JPN 95, KGR, and CLSC to go out, especially because of Vegas, Team Yannick, SGR, and Nut are really, really close by. Vegas and Alessandro Merlino kind of far away, I believe, out of the game, while they're mathematically possible to still be racing. I would say out of the game for Barbie and FC Akesan.
We'll see. They might have a wild card up their sleeve.
Yeah, that's true.
Or something extraordinary happens with the top of the players reaching the bottom of the fleet. We'll see how it goes. Next race is going to be in the offshore racer, so a very long boat. With the bowsprit that usually ends up in quite a bit of false starts at the beginning. We've always seen that. Even though we do talk about that every time it still happens. And yeah, so it's going to be a boat that also will make it so that the fleets will stay compact for longer.
Yeah,
meaning that there's more potential for some setbacks or things happening within the fleet as they battle, as they're very close to each other during a long period of time.
especially because the wind is not that strong for the offshore. The possibility for a nice downwind are increased, but still the most important part will be the starting on the right hand side or have the possibility to cross are fundamental.
Exactly, as the race has started, or the start procedure has been given. So let's switch to the water. Dinosaur putting his dinosaur emoji on the chat. Nice to see you there. And well, since Ozil was the one who won the last race, but we were already spectating his start, we're gonna follow the second place Trap Oliver in this blue teal color.
Yep.
With the 5 on the sails.
Yeah, because also Celestia has the same blue teal but with a black top. 16 seconds. I believe the German and the 2 Japanese are fighting for the race committee boat. And they will be struggling a little bit. 3, 2, 1. Everybody in. Alessandro Merlino with a penalty. But I would say Dragoni Martini here. Great start. Also Vegas on the left-hand side with Ozil with this massive left wing shift. Great opportunity for them. A little bit on the back. Olivier and KGR. Let's see how Team Yannick, if he can cross. He is safe to cross. He is safe to cross. And I believe he's in a great position also compared to Vegas. As different to understand as the left wing shift is important here, and kind of the start determined that Vegas and Team Yannick are fighting for the first position. Then there is a big pack of sailors fighting for the rest of the position. Maybe Oz will have a slight advantage over the rest of the pack, but the rest of the pack is pretty close with 20 meters between the 5th and the 10th. So yeah, not enough both length for all of them to stay in. And as you can see, tuck for Knud and penalty for him because he didn't allow Barbie the time to keep clear. And Knud is going down pretty rapidly. Still, Celesi is not performing really well. Well done, Team Yannick in the lead. Second position for for Vegas. Third for Ozwil. Fourth at Dragoni Martini, that is bearing away really fast over KGR, but they're really close to each other. Team Yannick with some issues. Did you manage to catch the issue, Oscar?
I was looking at Discord.
Apologies.
But it was on the screen. He was close to Vegas, which is the boat that we were spectating. Tomjanic still in third.
As I can see, there is a big fandom of Team Yannick in chat. If you know what happened, please let us know. Vegas in the lead, Ozwil in second, so two Japanese in the lead with Team Yannick closing third. Dragon Martini in fourth, attacking, jibing over the Polish. And to be honest, KGR is flying at 13 knots, Olivier also, and they are covered by 95. So they are in a puff of wind, and I believe KGR is back in the front pack. I do not want to be too ambitious, but I think he's going to run the mark second. In the meantime, battle between Team Yannick, Ozwil, and Dragoni Martini. Team Yannick getting the right of way. And as I told you, KGR is running second. Team Yannick, still another issue. Double penalty though for Dragoni Martini, Olivier, CLSC, Ozwil, SGR, Alessandro Merlino. I would say half of the fleet have a penalty.
Yeah, I believe also one of them missed the mark over there. Missed the name. I think it was Ozil maybe.
Yeah, it was Ozil.
I think it was an orange boat trying to avoid the penalty so much, ends up taking the penalty and then missing the mark. Kind of a double penalty over there. But that will allow Vegas to kind of confirm his first place and Dragoni Martini to now take second place. And KGR climbing up to third. Tomjanic in the meantime was second and third, dropped down to fifth after being a bit slow to round that mark.
A nice battle here, I believe, with Vegas kind of leading the race, but KGR is a close second. Dragoni Martini is far, but not that far. And there will be a nice battle between the German and the Polish with Team Yannick in fourth.
Yep. Vegas still in first. KGR still in second. We'll see if Tomjanic can take that third place. It's going to be tight with Dragoni Martini, but looks like he is going to be able to do that.
Yeah, he has the right of way, so... Oh, that's pretty bad. That's really bad.
That could cost him the race.
Yep.
Doing this kind of maneuvers.
Interesting distance between Team Yannick and Dragoni Martini. The German one going half a knot slower than. We do not want, though, to engage in any battle with the Polish. Yeah.
And I believe I see Lorenzo in the chat with qualifying series and medal series. I believe you tried to post a link, but for security reasons, Twitch did not allow that. The score is done on Cell Score if you want to follow the scoreboard from your own perspective.
Or you can show the.
Or I can show the side score.
Yeah, the side score. But I believe the side score is important in the next race more than now, because a lot of shifts is going to happen. With Dragoni Martini in 4th, Olivier in 5th, but Celesi and Knud in 9th and 8th. Penalty for Knud, just mentioned. But in the meantime,
Vegas
congratulations
now sails
to
fast.
Vegas.
Yep. Crossing the finish line in first place, KGR will take second place. Chimyanik will take third. Dragoni Martini will take fourth. Oliver will take fifth. It's going to be tight between Japan 985 and Alessandro Merlino for 6 and 7. But I think Alessandro takes 6. Celesi will take 8. FSC Kasan will take 9. Knud 10. SGR 11. Barbie 12. And Ozil will take 13. So Vegas first, KGR second, Timianic third, Dragoni Martini fourth, Oliver fifth, Alessandro sixth, 985, 7, 8, Salesi 9, FSC, Akasan 10, Knud 11, SGR 88, 12, Barbie, and 13, Ozul for race number 5. As next race will start at 17 past. That's in 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Results are updated, and we needed to have the side score all the time right now, and you can see now why.
A two-way tie for first place between Oliver and Dragoni Martini. This time, Oliver will take the tiebreak in his favor with a second best performance, third place second best performance, and fourth place. They're actually going all the way up to the fourth place best performance, where Chop Oliver did a fifth.
Even the fifth, because they both have a fourth. They went to the fifth of Olivier instead of the sixth of Dragoni Martini. Insane.
KGR then only 5 points behind with 26 points. Ozul 27 points. That's a tie again between Ozul and Japan 985 at 27 points. 2 first place for Ozul puts him first.
Yeah.
Silesi is currently our 6th sailor, so the cutoff will be at Silesi if we were to stop it now. But Vegas at 34 points is just 1 point behind. Temyanik 35 points is just 2 points behind, and 40 points for Knud, just 7 points behind. All of this is still possible for them to reach that top 6. Up to basically 45 points. Mathematically, you can still make it. So up to Alessandro Merlino. All of them can still make it to the top 6. Unfortunately for Akasan and the Barbie, mathematically, I do not think can reach the top 6.
Yeah.
With the last race,
mathematically, the cutoff is at 46. So even Merlino could do it, but and SGR, but they need a win and hope that the other opponents do a bad job. On the other side, Team Yannick and Vegas are there ready to catch a place in top 6.
Yep. And for Oliver Martini, 31, 33, they're in. right? No matter what, unless they DNF.
Sorry?
I think so. Oliver and Martini are in no matter what.
They're in no matter what. There is a huge chance for them, because even if SL win, he's going to 34, and they're going to 34, but they have a better performance, both of them. So no, not mathematically, but one of them is mathematically in, if the other one is not.
Right, yeah. Who finished first in that last race? That was Vegas. No, yes?
Yeah.
Vegas.
So check Vegas.
So we're gonna follow Vegas in the Japanese livery, the white Japanese livery.
And I believe after we should turn on after the start, we turn on the side score so we can check and do mathematically some points.
Vegas with a good start, second position at the start line. Temjanik takes first.
Yeah, but they're going to the left with a right wing shift coming.
And Oliver had a rough start. I believe he ended up being face to wind.
Ooh.
And now starts 13th.
So now Salesi is looking for the victory. In that case, Olivier is out.
With Alessandro taking the lead on the right, currently 5th. Let's have that side score up.
Yeah, with Alessandro there, it depends on how strong is the wind shift. With the Salesi that close, that's not a good situation for Alessandro. Let's see what's going to happen. The wind is also really strange, and there is a boat all the way to the left. It's Akesan.
Yeah, that's Temjanik.
That's Temjanik.
Temjanik decided to go completely on the left over there. See it on the mini map as well, that red boat. Now that we're currently watching alone over here, so he won't have any competition. We'll see if that strategy pays off.
This one is a winner take all kind of options that you take.
Yeah, the high risk, high reward.
Exactly. I don't think he had to do that. He have to just stay a couple of points in front. But with a 95 performing like that, Salesi performing like that, Ozwil performing like that, a high risk, high reward is the only option he have left. At the moment, the two in the lead are the two are going to qualify. They are the two at risk. With Ozwil, that is the third one at risk. Ozwil at the moment is running in 9th position, with Vegas in 5th. So 36 versus 39, still Ozwil in and Vegas out. Vegas still need to catch up. He has to be 7 position in front of Ozwil.
As we saw Alessandro here trying to take wider to put some of his wind shadow on Canoe 34 and the Salesi, who both decided that was not going to happen, so both followed the same move. And 95 was the only one to keep his heading constant. His course, exactly. And we're gonna have another small fight, maybe between Dogurni Martin and SGR88 on the right. Decided to go into the center of the course. Akasan and Barbie also battling behind. Before Barbie jibing away. Salesi still above 985. Trying to put some of the wind shadow on, but the speed difference was not notable enough.
I have to say, Olivier is not really in a comfortable position right now.
Oliver, although first overall with 21 points, currently at 11.
If you finish
will...
33.
Yeah, that's
this penalty of Selassie is like a blessing for Oliver.
Well, Selassie
that
exactly
way.
touching the mark. Rule 31, being slowed down for 10 seconds for that. Dragoni Martini still in second above him. It's going to be 985 still in first on the right side.
At the moment, Vegas and
which,
Timianic that are the one who can try to go in are performing not really well, while Selassie is still in second position. How is it possible? You get the penalty and still keep the second position. Really incredible. Probably the ranking will upload soon. We will see. Selassie, another kind of going away from the fleet, dangerous situation. He has to still in front of Vegas and Timianic. If not, he's out.
We'll see. Oliver jumped up to 10th, was 12th. Dragoni Martini is performing very well. He's normally gonna keep his second spot. Might even take actually first, with Oliver being
it's interesting that Knut is kind of close. Knut is going at 42, Selassie is going at 43, 44. Vegas at 41 and Timianic at 43. So Knut is like 1 point away from the qualification. He's ahead neck and neck with Vegas. With Selassie, with this left, all the way to the left, risky maneuver, lost so many positions. I don't think he's going to get... Ooh, really close pass here. Well done, to be honest. Battle with SGR, he gets... But in the moment, he's a battle between him and Vegas. Vegas, in case of high point like this, is going to the meta races because he has a first in the offshore. So tough situation for the American sailor.
Yeah, there's a 1 point difference between the two of them, and they are at a 1 position apart from each other currently.
Oh, risky situation now for Vegas. Helped by Ozil in this case. I don't think
Vegas is being slowed down by SGR 88.
SGR 88, she's doing her race.
Yeah. And she put herself between Vegas and Selassie, so that's also going to help out Vegas a bit. And 985 is going to cross the finish line now, followed by Knut 34. Alessandro Molino is probably going to take third. KGR 4th, Dragoni Martini 5th, Vegas 6th, SGR 88 7th, SLSC 8, 9 for Ozil, 10 for Timianic, 11 for Oliver. Pakistan is going to take 12th, and 13th spot goes to Barbie, who is going to conclude the race as she's about to cross the finish line.
Interesting race, especially Olivier, that is now losing not only the first position but probably any bonus.
We will see. 95 in first, Knut in second, Alessandro in third, KJR in fourth, Dragoni Martini in fifth, Vegas 6, SGR in seventh, Salesi in 8, Ozul in 9, Demjanic in 10, Oliver in 11, 12 for FSC Akasan, and 13 for Barbie.
Results are updated.
Let's switch to them. And there we have them. I'm gonna put a 10-minute, but it will probably be less before the next race. Dragordi Martini is our first overall with 26 points. Japan 985 is going to take second with 28 points. KGR will take third with 30 points, 32 points for Oliver, 36 points for Ozul, and 40 points for Vegas, making it just in front of Celesi with 41 points. 42 points for Knut Demjanic with 45, tied with Alessandro, 49 for SGR, 88, FSC Akasan with 63, and Barbie with 69 points. Nice. So what will happen now? There is a protest, I believe, so we will wait for the decision of that protest if this impacts, which could be the case, the top 6. So pending protests currently is going to be Dragoni Martini, Japan 985, KGR, Oliver, Ozul, and Vegas heading into the medal series of the playoffs, or playoff number 1. How is this going to work? In the next races, Dragoni Martini will start with 1 point, Japan 985 will start with 2 points, and then all the rest will start with 3 points. The medal series and the race will be just a low point scoring system, as we're used to. So first gets 1 point, second 2 points, third 3 points, fourth 4 points, and so on. So just a 2-point difference between the first and the sixth at the start of the series. After that, it's going to be the top 4 only. And we will explain how the point system works more into detail when we reach it. But for now, protests has to be closed, has to be decided. Once we get the decision, we'll let you know. And once this is confirmed, we will confirm the results of the top 6, give out the roles, and start the next race. So this might take a couple of minutes, so bear with us, and we'll see you all very soon. And we are back. So there was indeed a protest, but the protest was dismissed, meaning that the top 6 do not change. Dragoni Martini, Japan 95, KGR, Ozil, Oliver, and Vegas are our top 6. And they will, in that case, continue the medal series in playoff 1. As you can see on your screen currently, first place will start with 1 point, second place will start with 2 points, and third to 6 will start with 3 points. The race is going to count as a normal low point scoring system, so arriving first will grant you 1 point, or arriving second 2 points, third 3 points, fourth 4 points, 5 points, and 6 points. And then for the medal series, it'll be a bit different. So it'll be the top 4 only, continuing into that last race, and the scoring for that race will change. You will start with the points that you have during the medal series, but your position in the race won't be the low point scoring system. Will be slightly different. We will explain that as we get closer to it. But the starting procedure for this first race in the medal series has been given, and now it is time for Japan 985, Vegas, Oliver, KGR, Ozil, and Dragoni Martini to put on a show and try to qualify for the semifinals, or at least for this race to reach the top 4. Let's switch to the water.
I would say big advantage for Dragoni Martini and a small advantage for 985 due to the position of the qualifying series. Olivier wasted all that points in the last couple of races, and this one will be costly for the French sailor. What is your opinion on having 4 Japanese here?
Well, it just proves and shows, that we see that every year in the current years, and looks like Dragoni Martini is having an issue with being too close to the wind and starting very slow, and it's going to start with a couple of seconds late behind everyone else. Same for Oliver, struggling to tack.
Dragoni Martini is in a risky situation now.
4 Japanese in the semifinal just show that Japan still is as competitive as ever. They have won the Nations Cup recently, the last edition of the Nations Cup, and they have so many top level players that are we even surprised to see some Japanese in here?
And I can see top 4 sailor are Japanese. Now with the penalty of Olivier, that is consolidated. But this also gives Dragoni Martini the power to jump in and put himself in a risky situation, because in the moment Dragoni Martini is coming 5th. He have a 6 point. If JPN 95 arrive 4th, he will have 6.2, but Dragoni Martini is going in because of the best results on the qualifying series. So Dragoni Martini in 5th is a serious problem for 985 that risk to go out to the top 4.
Which is strange for or different than what they were used to historically in sailing this new format, where you kind of want sometimes a specific player to perform better in a race so that it can give you a chance as well.
Actually, at the moment in this situation, KGR is out because he in 3rd position will go to 6 points. So they will be all 3 tied up in 6 points, but the qualifying results will matter the most. We will see what's going to happen here. It's really, really interesting.
And with the Star, we're likely going to see some battles and some compacting of the fleet, because it has a long wind shadow and a very efficient wind shadow. So the boats in front are going to be slowed down by quite a bit, but the boats behind, we see a 0.4 knot difference between the top 2 and the boats chasing them, or more than that for some of them. But Ozil and Vegas slightly in front of the rest of the fleet. But then with the following 4 players, it's going to be very risky, with Dragoni Martini taking a penalty. As he was rounding the mark, that was by KGR. Oliver is going to try to overtake him as well. KGR is going to try to fight for his position, tacking above both of them, trying to slow them down. Oliver decides to tack away. So does Dragoni Martini. Watch out for the starboard. And Oliver, unfortunately, will take a penalty as well, as Dragoni Martini tacks away. Vegas and Ozil still in 1 and 2, 985, and had no problems so far in the upwind.
And this is a problem for KGR though at the moment, because we are still back in the same configuration as before. And the only situation that can change something is the position of Olivier, if he can catch up a few meters. And if he can cover Dragoni Martini and 985 during the downwind.
He's gonna hope for some battles in the boats in front, so that they waste some meters, waste some time, and then he can try to catch up. But Dragoni Martini is gonna come and tack right in front of him, leaving the 4 Japanese in the lead again. Tries to pass behind 985, but is very close, so he's going to be able to wind shadow and slow him down. Vegas in
this
first,
is the only
in second.
Having 985 in fourth is the only situation where Dragoni Martini cannot qualify to the top 4 if he arrives 6. So if Olivier take Dragoni Martini out of the way, and the game is done.
Well, Oliver decided that he was not going to take part in that battle, and he's going to race his race, and decided to steer away towards the right, while Dragoni Martini understood that he needed to make sure and control 985.
But Oliver is going 1 knot faster.
And Oliver is going faster and now took 4th place, but there is no more wind. 10 knots of wind, 12 knots of wind, sorry. So everything is going to happen at the mark, and we see Vegas and Ozil also fighting in front. Is there a difference between the 2 of them, if one arrives first and the other second?
Yeah, they will be closer to the victory, to the qualification for the next step. If you arrive first, you're almost in for the next one.
And Ozil took the penalty, and so Vegas is going to use that to his advantage and take first place. Oliver is trying to get away and try to avoid taking any penalties. It's going to be Dragoni Martini taking the penalty with 985 in 4th, fighting with KGR. That might be the end for the German sailor.
Yeah, seems to.
As Vegas has crossed the finish line, followed by Ozil in 2nd place, and then KGR will likely take 3rd, 985 will likely take 4th, Oliver 5th, and Dragoni Martini 6th. And there we have it.
So we have the updated results if you want.
Well, then let's switch to them. We're going to put 5 minutes. So, overall results after this race in the medal series. Vegas with 4 points, Ozil with 5 points, Japan 985 with 6 points, tied with KGR, then 7 points for Dragoni Martini and 8 points for Oliver, which means that 4 Japanese are going to fight for 3 places that will bring them to the semifinals. Vegas, Ozil, Japan 985, and KGR. Unfortunately for the German Dragoni Martini and the French Oliver, this is the end of the regatta for them after putting up a hell of a battle, but it is the 4 Japanese continuing. So what will happen next? We will give out the roles and the instructions to the top four, Vegas, Ozil, Japan 95, and KGR, and we'll continue on with this last race. This last race will explain how the points work when we get closer to it, but it's going to be quickly 1 point for the first, 6 points for the second, and then 7 points for the third and fourth. But we need to give out the rules and the instructions, so we will see you in just a couple of minutes. Bear with us. And we're back with the next race starting now as our faces appeared again, so no protests, no changes whatsoever. Vegas, Ozil, Japan 95, and KGR are going to be fighting in that last race. As we said, the points is going to be slightly different in this race. So they keep 4, 5, 6, and 6 points to their totals. And to that, at the end of the race, if they finish first, you add 1 point. If they finish second, you add 6 points. And if they finish third or fourth, you add 7 points. What does that
That will be
mean?
a really interesting race.
Yep, go for it.
Because KGR and JPN 95 are both 6 points, and the results of the last race, in case of a tie, will be more important. So every battle between JPN 95 and KGR will mean who is going to qualify and who is not. Ozil have a chance to go out. Vegas is mathematically in.
So Vegas can just sail comfortably, and then the rest will have to fight.
Yeah. Because in worst case scenario, Vegas right now is finishing third. Oswil all the way to the right, JPN 95 as follow, Vegas in last position, KGR in the lead. Nice start here for the whole Japanese playoff one final of the medal series. Vegas understood perfectly that he is already qualified and is taking a relaxed option at the beginning of the race. Let's see the battle between those three.
The side score, so those of you watching can do the maths as well. At the end of this race, first place will get +1 point, second place will get +6 points, third and fourth will get +7 points, and only the top three can continue to the semifinal. So Vegas, if he arrives third or fourth, will get +7 points. That puts him to 11 points. Ozul arriving second or first will get 6 points. That means he's in. If you arrive seconds, that's 11 points as well.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happens, Vegas, as Alberto said, is mathematically in.
Now, the only case that Ozil is out is actually the current one. So with one between KGR in first and the other between KGR and JPN 95 in first and second. If both of them are first or second, they both qualify, and Ozil will be the first one off. KGR Vegas, because KGR will go 7 points, the JPN 95 will go 12, Ozil will go 12 as well, but because the last race will count as a tiebreaker, he is arriving behind both of them. Vegas will arrive at 11 points, so he will be second. So at this moment, Ozil is out.
Well, that's what we have currently. KGR and Ozul fighting 985. Well, it should have been between KGR and 95. 95 jibed and is now taking the fourth spot, battling with Vegas. He might actually be able to take third again. And I see a lot of support for Vegas in the chat, congratulating him for his performance today and his guaranteed qualification to the semifinal. What happens in case of a DNF?
In case of DNF, we're getting 8 points, so he's going DNF. It's one case for Vegas to be.
Yeah, so a DNF or when you DNF is when you don't finish the race, but you can also withdraw from the race, or these kind of options where it gives you +1 point of the highest score you can get, of the worst scores you can get for that race, is still actually a possibility. So not a guaranteed, but in normal circumstances, it's a guarantee in for Vegas.
Yeah.
As the 4 boats are actually still very close to each other. Vegas KGR tacking. Ozul is rounding the mark without having to tack. 985 entering the mark zone, tacking just above Vegas, right behind KGR.
And now is the battle between 985 and Vegas. Who is going to arrive first between those two is going directly to the final.
KGR, yeah.
To the semi-final, sorry. Yeah, KGR 985.
As they're going to cross paths, and we're likely going to see a little dance between the two. It's a very short last leg. You have to be quite explicit in your attacks or your maneuvers to try to overtake. But KGR is going to have to jibe and manages to avoid 985.
But he has the
985
right
now
of
has
way,
the
is
inside
not?
and has the right of way, or
No.
not. 985 will take the penalty. KGR will take second place. 985 will be slowed down by the penalty for 10 seconds, and Vegas takes third. 985 will take fourth. First place for Ozil, second place for KGR, third place for Vegas, and fourth place for 985.
Well, really, really tough match. Close at the last downwind, at the last mark. Really, really exciting. And as you guys may understand, top three are already qualified for the semi-final, and 985 is the first one of the excluded. Congratulations to all these 4 Japanese, because they actually gave us a nice show around here.
Exactly. So we can do a big round of applause, big congratulations to Ozil Vegas KGR qualifying for the semi-final. Semi-final is going to be raced next weekend on Sunday or Monday, depending on which semi-final you're going to be watching. There's 3 of them, 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday. So we will see them in one of these. Shout out to Japan 95, Dragoni Martini, and Trap Oliver for making it in the top 6 nonetheless. Unfortunately, falling just short of being able to continue the adventure. And playoff number 2 will be this evening at 20 UTC on the same channels that you've been looking these just later on tonight, basically. And also I want to quickly shout out those that were working in the backgrounds that you haven't heard or seen. Special shout out to Giovanni, our race officer, to MP Anna of the protest committee to deal with the protests. And yeah, I guess again it's time to congratulate Ozil Vegas KGR. Time for us to stop the stream and prepare for playoff number 2 happening in just a few hours. That's 20 UTC today. I hope you see you there. Thank you, Alberto, for hosting this with me. Thank you again to Giovanni and Anna. And we'll see you all later this afternoon or this evening.
Thank you so much, everyone.